Shalom, friends. So nice to see you again. And when I was in rabbinical school 14 years ago, actually more than that, 18 years ago, uh, a very well known film came out called Shrek. You've probably heard of it because sequels were made. And Shrek has a wonderful character. The voice is Eddie Murphy, and it's a talking donkey. Remember the donkey? Everyone's surprised because the donkey starts talking. Well, my immediate thought upon seeing that talking donkey was a story from the Torah, from the book of Numbers, where we have a talking donkey. There is a prophet, a sort of negative prophet named Bilam, who is told to curse the Israelite people. And on his way to cursing the Israelites, he's supposed to cast a spell over them. His donkey stops in the middle of the road, and his donkey starts speaking to him and tells him not to curse the Israelites. And at first, Bilam doesn't hear him. He doesn't hear what he's saying. And Bilam is surprised. He's thinking to himself, why is my donkey stopping? But finally, he does hear. And Bilam ends up blessing the Israelites instead of cursing them. And the truth is, he couldn't really hear until he tried to hear the voice of the donkey. And when he tried, when he essentially opened up his ears and followed our value this month of Shmiat Ozen, he listened, he heard, and he blessed. And this is an extraordinary lesson in Judaism. We are a people that values listening, not just hearing in the auditory sense, there's a physical sensation of hearing, but hearing as in understanding, internalizing, responding. That's the beauty of the word Shema. It's one of our most important words. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel. The eternal is our God. The eternal God is one. The word Shema appears in the Torah 92 times. Isn't that amazing? This word. Why is listening so important? I think it's important because it's our way of connecting with another person. Listening is when we get the best picture we can. Listening has a greater fullness than seeing. Seeing gives us a surface point of view. Appearances often deceive. We can't tell so much from just simply appearance, but we can tell much more from the timbre of a person's voice, from the way they say something, from the words they decide to say. In Hebrew, the word for clothing, which is our symbol of visible appearance, clothing, is bigadim. And the Hebrew word for treachery, for deception, is bigidut, the same root letters, bet, gimel, daled. So appearances often deceive, but hearing, listening, reveals the truth. Listening builds relationships. So let's ask ourselves, how can we become better listeners? How can we follow this path of Shmiat Ozen? I think first thing is to not think about what we are going to say. So often when we're listening to someone, we're usually thinking, how am I going to answer? Or what do I want to say? Maybe just breathe, pause, and listen. Listen to learn. Second part is to listen without judgment. Not only do we often think about what we're going to say, but we often come to conclusions about what we're hearing. How about when we really want to listen, we reserve our judgment and simply listen to understand and accept and hear what that person is saying? That brings us to our third point, and that's empathy. The importance of empathy, of trying to understand and put ourselves in that person's shoes, in their point of view. That's one of the great lessons of Judaism. That's what on Passover we put ourselves in the shoes of the Israelite slaves who left Egypt. We try to empathize and understand their point of view. We can do that in every encounter in which we listen. Listening is an extraordinarily important form of empathy. And one of the reasons listening, Shmiat Ozen, is so important today is because it's so rare. It's rare to be able to truly listen. If we can try to do that, we'll be better friends, we'll be better spouses, we'll be simply better human beings. We'll be able to relate and connect with people on a different level. So let's try to truly hear in every encounter. Maybe the first step to doing that is to just breathe and listen and not judge the next time we have a conversation. Shalom.